So good afternoon to everybody. So with all due respects to Mr. Arun Shankar, because of whom we are having this session today. Thank you very much, sir, for introducing us to Mr. Khanov, and thanks for both of you who have taken so much effort to share your valuable experiences with the academia. With our students. They will be very lucky to get to hear you today. So, Mr. Arun Shankar, he's a chemistry man and a very young gentleman who is only 70 years old. So, we really should appreciate the high spirits and the kind of uh, interest that you show in helping us. Thank you so much again, sir. So he's a chemistry man, and he's always been into textile printing auxiliaries, and he's also been into logistics certification and all these processes also. And from 2008 to 2010, he's been with double chemicals. So this was a time when I got to meet Mr. Arun Shankar, and he had come down to Kumaraguru College of Technology when I was working there. So he gave a presentation. So whenever it is printing, I always try to reach out to DCC people because they've been having a academy where at Tirupur, DCC Academy for Printing. So where they have been entertaining all the students, they've been taking them there, and they've been showing all the facilities also over there. So this time also, when we were just planning for our value added programs also, I was immediately checking out into my contacts into DCC, and that was when I tried to reach out to Arun sir, and he readily said he can give me he can get me help from his friends, and that's how he introduced me to Kanav Arora. And immediately he had already spoken to Mr. Kanav, and the minute I spoke to him, he was all ready to go with the whole process. I do understand how COVID has turned the whole scene upside down for many of the industries, and especially our industry also. So whenever I've been trying to reach out to Mr. Kanav, he's been telling how situations have been very difficult post COVID also. So I think, sir, you should really share about your difficulties also, so students really understand what is happening and how industry is trying to revive back after COVID. So that small introduction about Mr. Arun Shankar, I like to introduce about our today's speaker, Mr. Kanav Arora. Uh, he is a second generation entrepreneur, and he has around 19 years of experience in textile screen printing, digital and sublimation printing. Uh, so his strengths are into everything about printing, may it be production, operation, or sales of equipments, anything. So he's the managing director of Print Perfection India, and it is in Manesar and Haryana. And your company actually provides A to Z, that is complete solutions for printing, right from transfer, silk screens, socks, anti-skid, DTG, digital transfer, sublimation, silicon hub, HD, TPU transfers, reflective and sourcing, and there are many more which students might not be able to understand. They wait till your presentation, so they'll be able to understand more about it. And the list goes on. So Print Perfection India is around 20,000 square feet, and around 100 skilled manpower are working in these units. That's a huge source, sir. That's really wonderful. And they are associated with various brands like Adidas, Benetton, Levi's, Reliance, Asics, Octave Clothing, Hummel, and FC UK, Guess, and Proline, Aditya Birla, HRX, Alan Solly, and there are many more. And they also have machines from the top, the leading companies. They have the machines from MNR USA, Monte Antonia Italy, and Muto Japan, Epson, Memory, and that's only to name a few. So they also have all the supporting certifications for the production and for the exports and all those things. So with that, sir, I hand over the session to you. I will just give me a minute to share the screen. So the session is yours, sir. Please, 1 minute, sir. So hope you're able to see the screen, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, dear students. And it's a privilege to have this opportunity to take you through this virtual tour of screen printing. As ma'am told you that we are based out of a place called Manesar, which is near Delhi. Screen printing actually is a very vast area, and my facility is equipped to print on panels, the cut panels. But as screen printing is like, you can have uh, digital digital printing plus a rotary printing. There are different kinds of printing which are possible in screen, and of course there are a lot of techniques like to embellish any garment. Printing is of course one of them. I will tell you more about a manual tables, basically because other printing are a little complicated, and you might feel that it is maybe you just get used to it, and you just understand, and then I can maybe give you more details about it. So, ma'am, can you just slide the screen, please?
Is that fine, sir?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. The next one, ma'am. As I told you that printing can be done on fabric metrage and on panels. Here I am showing you a small slide where you can see these are the tables, and the fabric panels and fabric bits are being placed on the table, and they are getting ready for the printing. So I will guide you through this process briefly in the coming slides.
Shall I move, sir,
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
next one?
Yeah. So here I am telling you about that there are a lot of kind of prints which I have mentioned here. They are like from water-based, non-PVC rubber, oil-based, non-PVC, silicon, solvent, puff. There are many kinds of print which can be done. Uh, I have in my next slide I will show you some simpler kind of things which you might understand also. Well, my facility can print all of these which we are doing, but I'm not going into details of everything, and actually it was not possible to show you all the samples. So I have selectively chosen for 3 or 4 types, which you will see in the next slide. So this is a foil print. Foil, it is coming in different various colors. This is one is the gold foil. Next one, ma'am. This is the glitter print. This also comes in various colors. We have to mix. These can be printed with different combinations. Can you slide, ma'am? The slide. Like, yeah, this one is a silicon printing, silicon 3D effect, I will say. You can see a round dome is coming on top of the print. And the right one is an HD print. This is a high density print, or we can say it's an HD print. So like all other processes, industries rather, screen printing is a kind of a assembly line where there are it's a combined effort, combined process of different departments or different sections they put together until we see the final product. What is being what you just saw in the previous slide. It has come through from sections. One by one. So now I will take you, to the these sections briefly, so you will understand. Uh, Banu ma'am, I am. Am I clear? I'm. Just
You
tell me if
are.
I'm going a little fast.
No, sir. You are, sir. Perfect, sir. Please continue.
Okay. The next one, ma'am. So coming to this, we are starting from the process, right from when the process actually is we get some design files from our customer. Just to they mention, I will take example of our our buyer who's Adidas. What they give us is they give us a tech pack with all the design files and details. That what exactly they require, what quality they want, along with they give us the fabric types, what fabric they want it is going to be printed on. So accordingly, we choose the ink types and separations. The designing part is done on basis of the tech pack. Just the next slide, ma'am. Designing part is the actually the most important of the things of this process. As if your designing goes wrong, so your final product is it will be incorrect. It will not come good. So we have to focus firstly on the designing section. So as I was telling you, we get design files from the customer. They inform us about the fabrics to be printed. So accordingly, we just separate those files into multiple colors which they want. Uh, like in the previous file, ma'am, can you just slide it back on that the print options, the fila print? Yes. In the fila print, if you see, there's a red color and there's a blue color. So there are two colors visible. So our design separation will make this full design into two different layers. So each layer is printed one by one. So first we will print red layer, then we will print the blue layer. Right? So now coming back to the slide now. As I'm writing here, channel separation for visible colors. This means that how the visible colors, whatever are there, it has to be separated. So if we get a complete one file from the customer, we have to separate it into the visual colors. It can be two colors, four colors, eight colors, whatever visible colors are there. We have to separate the file. And then after separation in the software, we use CorelDRAW and Photoshop applications to separate the files from the colors, and then we take those separated files, individual colors, onto a transparent films which are called acetates. Ma'am, can you slide on the next one? I have some images to show. So if you see on the bottom, these are the films, the transparent films, which are called the acetates, or we can say positives also. The black portion, what is visible on the film, is the area which will be printed. I mean, this black area will be, open in the stencil, and through this area only, the ink will pass on from the screen and come onto the fabric. Right. So now I'm going on the next slide. So stage one, I have told you that how to make the acetates. That's the first step of making starting any screen printing. The acetates, and then in the second stage, what we do is we have to see how we make the screens ready before it can go into printing. On these screen, the frames, these come in various qualities, like some wooden frames, some aluminum frames. Some people use iron frames. So there are different varieties coming in these. So what we use here are aluminum ones, which are not getting any effect from the water, or they are not rusting also. So we generally use aluminum frames. On these aluminum frames, we have to mount a fabric, which we call in the technical term as mesh fabric. Mesh fabric is it's a polyester cloth, very fine cloth, which has different weaving parameters, like from you can say about from 10 threads per centimeter to 120 threads per centimeter. That's the quality of the mesh which is available. So generally what we use is a 47 mesh, which means it has got 47 threads in 1 inch. So finer the mesh, it is used to print half-tone designs. But generally, most of the prints, what we do here, we use 47 mesh, which is used to print the slides that I have shown you before. Those kind of prints, we use 47 mesh. So what this process is, we on the frame, on the aluminum frame, we put this mesh, and we just stick it from the edges, so that frame gets ready. The frame gets ready, and excuse me, sorry. So, ma'am, can you slide on the next one? I will just show you what the frame is, so they will have an idea. So this ones are the frames, the aluminum ones. And in the right side, this is the fabric, which we call as mesh. So the next one, ma'am. Yes. This is a frame stretching machine on the left, what you can see. So that mesh fabric is put onto this machine, and it is stretched pneumatically, and we get the final result as the stretch frame. On the right side, what you can see with the red outline and the yellow color, this is the mesh. So this kind of a frame gets ready in this section. One part is this, and if you remember, you have seen some acetates which I have spoken about in the stage one. That acetates, that image on the acetate. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. This films on the acetates, it is going to transfer, or we make a stencil out of this on these frames. So we have to transfer this image on the what you call the acetates onto these frames. So how it is done? Briefly, I will tell you. On after the stretching is done, we have to coat these frames with a special chemical called a photosensitive emulsion. That photosensitive emulsion, after coating this, and then what we do is we put the acetates onto that frame along with that photochem sensitive emulsion. And after that, we have to, give it, pass it through a light source, So that light source is sensitizing the photochemical emulsion, and it makes a stencil out of it. Uh, are we getting it, ma'am? I'm just trying to make it a little simpler.
Yes, yes, sir.
So,
Sir, do we have an image or?
Arun sir, you're. I think you're mute. You're not able to listen. Mr. Arun is, I think, trying to say something, but
Oh,
he's not.
he's got muted. Maybe I can call him.
Now, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are, sir. You are.
You can ask the students to jot down the questions as we go along. Do
Sure, sir.
not pose the question at this stage, but they can just note down that stage one, my question, stage two, my question. If they jot it down, we need not go through this gamut of slides at the end of the lecture, and they can be answered all together after the session is over.
Sure, sir. Sure. Students, please make a note of the slide numbers wherever you have some doubts. And then at the end, during the question answer session, you can get all your doubts clarified. Sir, you can please continue, sir.
Okay. So, ma'am, till now, what I'm trying to explain you is, uh, I think I know many students might be feeling a little. This is little difficult to understand, but actually, this is the process what I'm explaining. So, the basic idea is I will not go into the fine details now. I will tell you this, that from the acetates what we saw, we are making a stencil out of this frame. That frame gets ready. Ma'am, can you slide on the next
Yes.
slide?
Yes, sir.
So this is a drying cabinet which I have displayed here. So when we coat the photosensitive emulsion, we put it into this for drying purpose. So once it is dried, just slide, ma'am. So this is the coating process which I have shown here with that green chemical. It is the coating process. So after this coating process, we have to pass it through a light source so that that image on the acetate comes onto the screen. So that makes it a stencil. So stencil, I mean that the white area is open and the outside area becomes blocked. So from there, you will not the ink will not pass on onto the screen. It will only come out through the area where you can see the white portions. Can you slide now? Next slide. So now I'm on stage 3, where we will see how we mix colors as per the buyer's requirement. So this is an image of a color kitchen, a color mixing room, where there are so much pigments available. Where according to the requirement of the customer, we just select the right base. Which base is used? Base is used, like for cottons we have different base, for polyester we have different base, and for any other blend we have some different bases available, and according to the base we have different pigments available. So we just match that standard with the Pantone standard mixing system what we have, and we mix all the pigments together and make a final color which is to be used.
Shall I move on to the next one, sir?
Yes, ma'am. The next part, ma'am. So this is just a visual of what you can see is different kind of inks are lying here. They have to be mixed. There are different shades, and they are made by adding different colors together, as per the standards mentioned in the tech packs, which we receive from the buyer. Next slide, ma'am. So once these colors are done, then we move on to the final stage where uh, I think it's not the last one. It's last but one. Here we'll see how we will print the samples on the tables. We can print on manual machines or on manual tables, but here we will see more about how we do on manual tables. It's a very simple process. We just put the panel on the table, and just the frame what we have got ready in the previous one. We just put the frame there, bring the colors there, and we just using a squeegee rubber. We just push the ink onto the fabric surface. There is one next slide where I have shown like this one. This is screen printing by hand. If you see on the left side, so this is the frame which has got ready, and this is the squeegee rubber, and we just put the ink and run it on the stencil what we have made, and the color from this frame will pass on to the fabric. Can you slide, ma'am, on the next one, please?
Yes.
This is an example of a manual printing machine. The last ones were the manual tables, and this is a manual printing machine. This is yes, ma'am. This is a manual printing machine, and the next slide is this is a round automatic printing machine. So there are all processes are like first the sampling. What we get, we make samples on the tables, and the bulk production whenever is there, we just same process is involved. The screens are made, the colors are made, and then we put that the ready frames onto these machines. Are you able to hear me, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
There was some error coming on my screen. So I was explaining that these are the example of a round automatic machine where the processes what we have seen, they are put onto these machines for bulk productions, like 5,000 pieces per day. Like similar outputs can be done on these machines. So in machines, this is a round type of a machine, and one is a oval type of a machine, which is in your next slide.
Can I
this
interrupt here?
Arun sir?
Can I interrupt for a moment?
Yeah.
The students may have a question, what is manual and what is automatic? I would just take a minute to tell them that in a manual machine, the movement of the squeegee is done manually. That is because your number of pieces required are not too many. But when, as Kanav said, you have orders of 5,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces, it's not going to be physically possible for the man to do this, and then his pressure may vary, that he may not be able to put the same pressure every time. So the depth of the shade coming onto the fabric may differ. That is where the automatic machine comes into play, where there is no manual squeegee being done. Even the movement of the squeegee is automatic, so that the same pressure is applied on the ink to move on to the fabric, so that there is no variation whatsoever in the shade and depth of the color coming onto the fabric. Please continue.
Yes, sir. So now we see a oval type of a machine here. This oval and round differentiation is like this oval machines are little less space. They take less space. They're less bulky, and they will fit into less space. That's the one of the major difference between the round machine and an oval type of a machine. So in page 5, so once we are done with the printing, the sample printing on the tables, then we go on to the final process where we have to pass these panels through heat fixation process, which is called curing, which is done curing. It is done with a machine, a curing machine. And can you slide on to the next one, please? Curing machine is normally done by this kind of a conveyor belt. It's a conveyor belt which is moving, and it goes into the oven. The oven. It's oven. It's a chamber where the temperature is approximately around 150 to 160 degrees, and we put these panels into that oven, and it passes through and it fixes the inks for any kind of washing issues, or any kind of buyer's requirement of any finishing is required by the buyer. All those processes, all those inks are to be whatever inks we use in screen printing, most of them, they require this process, which is called curing. It's a kind of a heat fixation process. So these machines also come in various types and sizes, and also in they are like electrical based or gas fired machines also are available. Even diesel fired machines are also coming. So the most efficient out of these is the gas fired ones. So the LPG is used to get the make the heaters on, and the rotation of the belt is done by electricity. Just slide on to the next one. So after the curing process, sometimes it is required that we have to put some sticker or some size label onto that garment or that panel. So for that purpose, we use this process, which is a heat transfer machine. It is just having a heating system and pressure system. So with heat and pressure, when we put this heat and pressure together onto the panel or onto the sticker or the transfer, it gets transferred onto the fabric where we are applying it. One more picture is there, ma'am. Just slide on to the next one. This is a heat transfer machine, if you see. So in here we can also make the foil transfer. Foil transfer is done with this process. Foil transfer, if you remember, I have shown you in the beginning of the slide where where that shiny thing, the gold shiny thing is.
I'll just go, sir. 1 minute.
This one. Yes, this one, the gold one. So this process is done using the heat transfer machine, where what we do is we print the design. We print the design with the adhesive, and then this foil, the foil paper. It is a kind of a paper. It is a release paper. We put this release paper onto the adhesive, and then we heat transfer it using those heat transfer machines. And once it is done for 10 seconds or 12 seconds, then we peel out the release paper, and that image gets transferred onto the final print. So here I am is explaining that the oven range, the oven temperature ranges from around 150 degrees to 170 degrees, and the baking time is around 60 to 90 seconds depending on the ink quality. So we have to just let it cool, let the panels cool before we can, they are ready to be dispatched to the customer or for stitching purpose.
Shall I move, sir?
Yes, ma'am. So this was all about the printing process. Briefly, I've tried to explain about it. So if you have any kind of questions, you can just let me know, please. I will be happy to answer you.
Sir, can we also have a look at the video, and then finally can we have the question answer session, sir?
Videos, ma'am. How should I send you? Because I'm not able to share the screen. Should I mail you the videos also of my facility?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have just in the morning today. I have taken some videos of my factory, so I can show
Okay.
you these because it will be difficult. I cannot take my laptop onto the floor because of the Wi-Fi thing.
No,
Okay,
that should be good enough. We save the question answer session until the students have seen the video.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, if you have it in a drive or something, sir, where are the videos? Is it in a folder?
yes, they are in a folder, ma'am. Should I upload into the Dropbox? Will that be fine?
Yes, sir. You can do that, sir.
One second, just give me a minute. I'll do it.
Sir, are you mailing me, or are you dropping it here in the chat box, sir?
Uh, should I drop in here? One second. One second. I'm sorry, I'm not very used to Microsoft Teams. I'm most
That's
familiar with
okay, sir.
Zoom. One
Zoom.
second. Ma'am, I don't see the option to drop here in
Sir,
the
you can
chat
just
box.
drag and drop it here, sir. You can see once you click the chat, no, you have a type a new message. So there you can just drop it. I'll just share my screen and show you, sir. 1 minute. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah.
So this is the chat box. So you have this type a new message. So I can just
My
drop
chat
something
box,
here.
my chat box is actually it is disabled. Actually, it's not. I'm not able to click on it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um,
It's saying chat in channel meeting is only available to team members.
Okay. Okay, sir. We will just see if we can change your permissions. So in the meanwhile, maybe you can just send the first video to begin with, and then you can share the others, sir. So this first video we can start sharing it, and in the meantime, I can just see if your permissions can be changed, sir.
Sure, sure, sure. I sent you the link, ma'am. There are total, 4 videos.
இல்ல சார் அவர் ஏற்கனவே வீடியோஸ்லாம் எடுத்து வச்சிட்டாரு.
Have you received the link, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I just received it.
So two videos I have been uploaded. 2 more are there. It is still uploading.
Okay, okay, sir.
So one of them is art room, and second one is color.
Okay, sir.
I forget. I forget. Forget that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So hope my screen is visible.
Yeah,
Can I
yeah.
play the video, sir?
Yes, ma'am. So this is art room where the separation of designs is going on.
3 o'clock.
There was a small video, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, sir.
This is the art room picture. The designs are separated for all the color channels, and then after this we are just making the acetates. Second, you go into the frame thing, ma'am. The frames, the frame, yeah, the frame, yes. This is the frame section. This is the stretching machine. This is the frame stretching unit. And this is a blank frame. Now we go into this is the room. So this is Almira where we keep our coated frames, emulsion coated frames. And then we put these acetates. We'll just tape it on, and then we'll take this for exposing. That's what it is. We'll take this into, this is an exposing machine with a light exposure. This is a big machine. When we give exposure to this emulsion, it becomes a stencil, and that stencil is developed by pouring high pressure water on it. Like this. And then we put this into, this is a screen dryer. Open the door. There are frames, there are drying. And then once these are done, then we take these frames to the printing section.
So just a minute, sir. I'm yet to get the other video, sir.
Okay, one second.
Just a minute, sir.
It's uploaded from my side, ma'am.
I'll just check, sir. 1 minute. Are these, sir, color and machine? Only these two are left, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, the machine one is there, ma'am, last one.
Ah, okay.
Even the color one also, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have seen two, Atrium and frame. Color one as machine one, there two are pending.
So which should I put now, sir?
The color one. So from the frame, we go on to the color making process.
Okay.
Now this is our color mixing room, the color kitchen. I'll take you to this. These are all the colors, different colors here. This is the mixing machine. This is the weighing scales. These are all the colors, all the samples of the colors lying here. The color master, he is mixing the colors. So this is actually the color room, the actual color room where the colors are made. if you recollect, we saw these machines on the slide, the round ones, the round printing ones.
Yeah. Shall I play the video, sir?
Yes, yes. Taking you on the production floor, where all automatic machines are running. Take you on these machines. This is the turret. Sorry, machine. This is a SOX printing machine. This is the curing machine. Both the panels inside. This is a hot air chamber. The print, the panel comes out from this side.
So those are the 4 videos, isn't it, sir?
One more
One
video
more
I've
is there?
sent them just now.
Okay, sir.
It is going.
Yeah.
The visual of the tables in the unit.
Total 5 videos ka na?
Yes, sir. Can you see it, ma'am, now?
Not yet, sir.
It's showing me up. It's uploaded already. So maybe it's taking time.
It, it's a huge one, sir.
Not that huge, ma'am. I don't know. It's showing me it's uploaded. I don't know why it's not showing you there.
What's the name of the file, sir?
Uh, Name of the file is I just uploaded one. It's img
Yeah,
underscore.
got it. Yeah, got it, sir. Just received it.
Yeah. So this will show you, the tables in my factory. Now I'm taking you on the printing tables. This is our printing tables. ADAS print is going on. Sample prints is going on. Yes, ma'am. These are all the videos.
Okay, fine, sir. So you took us to Mane, sir, virtually, sir. We were able to see all the processes very nicely. So even before uh, we had at least one or two virtual tours from Tirupur Industries. So it was basically live. So we did find some difficulties. Certain videos and certain parts of the videos were clear and certain were not.
Mhm.
This was really good, sir. People, I think students must have seen the whole picture as such and then zooming into it. It was really good, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uh, so Arun Shankar sir, do you have something to say, or shall
I
we go for the question and
I
answer
need
session?
5 minutes to address your students
Please,
before
please,
they
sir.
start the question answer.
Please, sir.
Students, I'm Arun Shankar. What Kanav Arora has just shown you is the actual on the floor methodology of chest printing or garment printing or printing small piece goods. What you will be learning in school and what we learned in colleges when they teach printing is the theory of printing. It is very important for you to know a little bit on the theory of printing, and then you will be able to correlate that theory alone is not sufficient for you when you go down into the industry. Let me explain you, like if you're studying in the school or college, not school, if you're studying in the college or an institute, what will they teach you? They will say printing, styles of printing, methods of printing. These will be the broad heading. When they talk about styles of printing, they will say normally there are three styles of printing: direct printing, discharge printing, resist printing. These are broadly the three styles of printing. What is direct printing? When the color goes directly to the fabric. That is called direct printing. In discharge printing, the fabric or the substrate or the material to be printed is already dyed with some color, blue, green, black, whatever. And then when you print on that, you print with a discharge chemical. And then when you take it out, the color comes out of those particular portions. Essentially the same screen, everything, but you are not directly printing. Your discharge printing means you are removing the color from the fabric. But that is a style of printing. It is called a discharge printing. And then the third common style which you learn in the books is the resist printing. What is resist printing? The cloth will resist the printing color. In other words, you do the printing with a resist agent, some chemical which is printed in certain places where the design is, and then the entire fabric is dyed. What happens after that? The dye only goes on the places where there is no print, and then the resist agent is removed, and that when the fabric is washed, you will find that the resist printing effect is different. Batik, tie and dye, these are some types of resist printing. This is what one learns in theory. Coming to the methods of printing, when they teach you, they will say there are essentially 5 methods of printing. What are broadly the 5 methods of printing? Contact printing, screen printing, transfer printing, computer printing, special printing. This will be what will be taught to you in the theory. In contact printing, the image is made in the form of a block. It could be a hand block printing. It could be a roller where there are so many engraved blocks so that continuous design, but essentially it is a contact printing. Then we come to the second method of printing, which is popularly known as screen printing. That again is a huge subject. The making of the screen, what you just saw, depending on the type of machine, whether the screen is a flatbed screen or a rotary screen or a tabletop garment printing screen, the size and the shape and the mesh, all these will of course vary, but this comes under the broad head of the screen printing methodology. Then you have transfer printing, which Kanav showed you, that foil, where the print is done on a paper, transfer paper. That paper is put onto the fabric, ironed or pressed, and the design gets transferred from the paper to the cloth. That in effect is the transfer printing. Then of course now the technology has advanced so much that you can do the printing on a computer, but these will not be possible for you to do extended length of fabric. What it all depends on how much orders you have. What is the quantum of printing to be done? 5,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces. Suppose you want just 2 pieces. You can do the printing on the computer with 5, 6 colors. Fine. That can be shown as a how it will look, because to set up such a big machine just for making 2 printout will be difficult. So you make it on a computer. You want 10 pieces? Okay, you can print on the computer, design it on the computer, just like your paper, you give your print command. That takes care of the computer printing. The last method of printing which will be taught to you will be special printing like flock, batik, kalmakari, tie and dye, etching, spray, hand painting, lacquer, ethnic designs which are printed traditionally. It is an ocean. What you have seen is a small segment of screen printing, that also confined to the garments or the chest printing or the t-shirt printing. This is what I wanted to tell you, so that you know both the theory part and the practical part. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving that overview for the students. Thank you, sir. Students, you can ask your questions. Mr. Kanav, can I also have you talk about the post-COVID preparations? Sir, you have muted yourself, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Post-COVID problems and preparations. What we have is, of course, we are just following all the sanitization processes as prescribed by the government. Apart from that, what challenges what we are facing in our industry is due to no buying from the people. People are not going out, they're not moving out, they're not going to the malls, they're not buying garments, or they're not shopping. So we are very very tight on the orders. So very limited orders are coming right in these days, and even those what are coming, we are having very very tight price targets to be met on that. So these are like challenges faced by us.
How about your workers, sir?
Workers presently, from last 1.5 months, we are not having that much of problem. Previously, they all went back to their hometowns, and they were not coming back because of the lockdown. And post lockdown, they were afraid to come back. That they were thinking that it might, the lockdown might, start again, and so they were little afraid of coming back for work. But now that labor problem is not there, we are having comfortable amount of people now. So that way it's okay, but we have challenges on the work part, on the business part.
Okay, okay, sir. So, students, you can please ask your questions.
Good evening, sir. This is Surya, sir. Sir, my question is in the automatic printing, sir. Suppose if the printing is not proper, is there any mechanism to detect it, or how will you find if there is no proper printing is taking place in the automatic printing, sir?
We just have to check it visually. There's no automation in detecting that
Monitor.
something is not wrong.
Okay.
You must have seen that the printing machine, even in automatic, is pretty open. Once the squeegee has passed, it moves on to the next position where you can physically see if the design has registered properly, whether it is confined to the design, whether the design is going out, whether the print is going out. It is possible to check it manually as the screen rotates or the table rotates, whether oval or circle, irrespective of that. It's not difficult. That is, mistakes do happen, but then it can be corrected quite easily.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So that's done visually. You can just see. You have to see, and then you can judge. This is the problem, and we have to correct it.
Sir, I just want to add on to Surya's question. So he's about to complete his third year, and he's in the process of looking out for some prospective project ideas. So I think that is exactly why he's been asking if there is an online monitoring system. Is there? So this was a kind of a question which I wanted to ask you. Given that students have understood the basic process which is going on in the industry, what can students think for further? What else can they take up as projects, or where do they have to learn more? That kind of an input, if you can give, it'll be nice, sir. Surya is one person who's been trying to join in another competition conducted by the MHRD ministry. So there they did talk about screen printing, which is mostly all large scale. But there was a problem statement which was given where a small scale, even for small scale uh, orders, a machine has to be fabricated, and there should be some kind of automations which have to be planned for filling up the dyes, the print paste and all those things. So this in detail we will talk to you later, sir. But this in mind only, Surya has asked these questions, so you can just throw some light on where students have to concentrate, where they have to learn further when it comes to printing as such.
Uh, Ma'am, as what I think is for learning printing, uh, the practical knowledge, and as Arun sir was explaining, the theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge he must have gathered by now. He's in third year, but you have to have both these together. And best place to learn will be in the actual working situation. This is what I feel.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Aram sir, any other things?
Yeah, this is a very difficult question to answer. The ideal thing would be to interact with the industry friends and ask them which are the specific problem areas, and take a coup from there and see if that can be developed into a project, rather than, for example, probably in Kanav's line of working, he is not facing any problem which warrants research or which warrants a further study. But if the solution that Surya or anybody can give is problem solving, then his project will be worth the effort.
Yes, yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Zakaria. Sir, I want to know more about the costing process in printing segment. Could you give some of the
Can you
costing
repeat your question, Zakaria?
costing process? How you cost your pieces, printing process per pieces, or based on the design or absorbency of the fabric, or by complexity in design? How you calculate the cost of the printing?
Kanav is the right man to talk on it. The basic things are how many colors are there in a particular print. That will be one factor. What is the size of the print how much area it covers. Sometimes you have print which covers right from here up to here, or a photo print where the quantum of ink required will be quite a bit. So the quantum of ink going into the fabric for a particular design will be one area. The number of colors going into that will be the second area. More than this, for costing, I think Kanav is the best person to say.
Yes, thank you, sir. Apart from these two, yes, of course, these two are the important ones. What factors we keep in mind while giving a cost is we check always check, what kind of fabric it is, if it is having any polyester content in it. So for polyester prints fabrics, we have to have some special inks which avoid the base fabric coming onto the print. So those these fabric is also very important factor to determine the cost. Apart from these, we need to see how complex is the design, because now printing has become very very decorative nature. Just what I have shown you is the basic screen printing, table printing, but now next level of printing is also available in the market, where this printing is done with the metal molds. So coming back to that, the technique, the fabric, the ink consumption, and the complexity of the design, these are the the factors which will you know determine the cost what you have to take from the customer. Over and above, you have to see what is your running cost, what is your actual system of working. Running cost will include your premises, your rents, your factories, labor costs. So we have to just evaluate all the things, and then you have to see all those factors have to be added into your costings. And then it can vary from all units. Different units may have different kind of cost structure. So
The volume of order also plays a role.
absolutely, volume of there will be costing will for 200 pieces will be different, and for 20,000 pieces it will be different. Cost factor will definitely vary.
For example, sir, I want to make a same design on 100% polyester, while some on 100% cotton. Which cost consumes more?
The polyester one.
Okay.
It's very logical.
Printing
The
on
more absorbent the fabric, the less the cost.
Okay, sir.
Most difficult fabrics for are to print are the polyester ones, sir. They're very very
Man-made fibers are usually hard to print, polyester, nylon, whereas cotton and viscose are relatively easier to print from the cost point of view for the same design.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Students, do you have any questions? Please ask. Ask with the experts.
Never mind if your questions are stupid, doesn't matter, don't feel shy. I don't find Jivita or Manju or Shweta asking any questions. Are the girls totally question free? Or you're more with the fashion part and not bothered about these printing questions?
Students?
Please don't feel shy. You don't have to worry at all. Let your question be as stupid as it can, not to worry. If you find communicating in English a problem, you can talk in Tamil also.
Yeah, so we can translate it. You can please ask.
No, I follow Tamil. You ask me the question in Tamil, I will explain it to Kanav in English in my way. You can pose your question in Hindi, Gujarati, Tamil, Malayalam, English.
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் பாருங்க, சார் எவ்வளவு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் கொடுத்திருக்காரு. கார்த்தி, மஞ்சுஸ்ரீ கேட்கலாம் கொஸ்டின் சார். எனி டவுட்ஸ், என்ன தோணுதோ கேளுங்க.
If posing your question in English is a problem, Tamilல கேளுங்க பரவாயில்லை.
So just to give a brief, sir, we had last year we had a textile print designer who had come down and he conducted a workshop for 3 days. So it was totally into conceptualization and developing print designs. He helped the students create stencils, and we have one screen with us, a dummy screen. So these stencils with OHP sheets, we made stencils out of it, and we are using them for printing. So students have seen the manual printing as such. So they understand what sir has shown them. The machines and other things, I think you will surely have some doubts, students. Please come out with your questions. Sir, this curing chamber.
Yeah.
So there also you have the temperature which will vary from fabric to fabric and from print to print, isn't it, sir?
Sure. Yes, ma'am. That's true. So, like polyesters are generally cured at about 140 to 150 degrees, and
Okay.
cotton is cured at about 150 to 160 degrees.
Sorry, sir, cotton?
150 degrees to 160 degrees, ma'am.
60 degrees. Okay. Okay.
You see, some students may want to know why the curing is done. Does any student have this question in mind? Why curing? Let me still answer that question. Usually, the design on the fabric or on the t-shirt or on the garment has to remain for the life of the fabric. You cannot have the design or the print going away. Therefore, it has to be fast. And how do you make it fast? Only when you cure, it becomes fast onto the fabric so that it doesn't easily come off during the washing process. This is why curing becomes essential. Usually, the manufacturer who provides the ink for a particular print, he suggests that this has to be cured at this temperature for this much time.
Okay.
And I will tell you one more thing about this, man. There are certain inks like silicon inks. Silicon inks generally don't require the curing. They are getting cured at the room temperature. They are called air dried inks. So these are the next generation inks which don't require curing to some extent.
Sir, I think the students are finding it very explanatory. So if at all they have any other questions, we will surely pull it up and send it to you to get the answers from you, sir.
Sure, ma'am.
Anytime. If they don't have it now, if it occurs to their mind later on, emails are available. You can always drop us a mail.
Sure, sir. Sir, Arun, sir, you said that you would love to have a session on auxiliaries. So maybe you
But
can
in
tell your.
auxiliary, there will be no visual. If you
Okay.
are okay with
Fine.
that, give me the subject. I can talk to you on auxiliaries. But auxiliaries are not confined to printing alone.
Mm.
We have to talk of auxiliaries in general or auxiliaries for printing, dyeing, finishing, spinning, weaving. What area? In
Okay.
fashion technology, which is of more relevance and importance?
Okay. So maybe we'd like to know about printing and finishing parts, sir.
Printing, there aren't too many auxiliaries. The auxiliaries are more used in the finishing. Maximum auxiliary come into use in the finishing of a fabric. Less than that come into the dyeing, and less than that is in the printing. So printing auxiliaries will be very, very few.
Okay. Fine, sir.
Also, when you talk of auxiliaries, printing auxiliaries will hardly take 5-10 minutes lecture. That's it.
Okay.
The
Okay.
auxiliary basically is on finishing, sizing. I can give you a total presentation on auxiliary, but if you can be more specific, it will be more of use to the students.
Sure, sir. So maybe we'll discuss later, sir, about that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, students, I think you don't have any questions now. So, if you have any, you can send it to us. So, or you can mail to any of the sirs, and they will reply back to you. Uh, so, faculty members, you have anything else to talk, or you want to ask them anything else?
No, ma'am, it is sufficient. Argued.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes. So students, I think you can just give a small feedback about the whole session. Surya, can you do that?
Yes, ma'am. So, sir, it was wonderful to see the virtual tour of the printing, sir. So, initially, we have just read about the various process and styles, and so it was good to see and understand better, sir. So, the virtual IV gave us a better idea and understanding the processes and the techniques, sir. And so, thanks a lot for clearing my doubt, also. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
So I basically found the today's session we were supposed to resume at a uh, at a magical number kind of a thing. So it is 22nd and it is 2020 and it is at 2 p.m. So I think this is something which we will not forget also. It'll stay in our mind. So very similar to this, the very crisp kind of points which Mr. Kano has presented, and the videos also, they were very informative, very short and sweet, and I think it's going to register in our minds both the session and the information which has been shared by you. So thank you so much again to Mr. Arun Shankar and to Mr. Kanav Arora. So for all the efforts taken. So I think we will have another session also. You please let me know when it's comfortable for you, sir. So we can have a look at further methods of printing also. So with that,
Sure.
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Kanap.